There might be Mahjong today. Jury's still out on that one. If I can make the queue pop, I'll play the game. Otherwise, not to worry. I do have a backup plan. I can show you what my average Final Fantasy XIV experience has been like lately. Which is basically just camping PF with a party finder link. With a fucking Discord link. And doing hunts back to back until they die late into the night. But maybe it won't come down to that, because I can send an Omega ping to people in the server these days, a little bit different than just relying on the ramshackle operation I had going previously with the link shells in Chaos. Or the I guess I also have a couple of link shells on Light as well that I can rely on, but sending an Omega ping on Discord is, as you can probably guess, a little bit more reliable than the entirely in-game setup that I used to have going for myself. So let's go ahead and queue up. Maybe, well, I didn't even share my fucking stream yet, but let's see if I can just make it pop with like some random people from the queue. Yeah, that's not looking good, like right off the bat. With less than 5 minutes, usually in Mahjong that means that it hasn't popped in a while. Or if there was someone in queue, that would be like an average of 10 minutes or something like that. That means it's taking the average duration that the other 1 or 2 people in the queue have been waiting for. And you only need another player to ball. You know what? Maybe I'll just go ahead and send out an Omega ping right off the bat. How about that? Oh, and if you're wondering what the hell I'm even talking about, I guess, yeah, I do have a couple of VODs of Tia server, and we were having a meetup, so obviously we were talking extensively about that from start to finish, but just in case you're not aware, let me just pull that up real quick for those who come after and are still not aware that this thing exists. And if you also happen to play Final Fantasy XIV and tune into this stream, well, there you go. Just drop the link in chat for Mahjong server that I made. When was it? It's May. It's end of May. I guess it was late April or something like that. Where do I even go to check that? Wait, I think I can just try to open it on my browser. Nope. That ain't it. Listen, I'll figure it out someday. I'll get there someday. It's not gonna be now. I just want to get the link out there on both Twitch and YouTube. If you happen to watch this cheeky little VOD later, then just know that we have 400 members on this server, and it's pretty active. And I'm gonna send out an LFG now. All queues ranked Chaos. I don't know, like, what is it at anyway? Yes, probably a 1 out of 4. Matter of fact, because it's kind of late, I'm not gonna cope for a Hanshan. I'll just queue the Tonpusens, and if I have less queues in a duty finder, it also gives me a more accurate average time for each person that is waiting there. So tentatively I'll just put 1 out of 4 right now, even though I don't have the exact number. Because, cool fact, in case you're not aware, if you're queuing for various queues at the same time, it will show up a random forming the number of players in at any given point will be forming a party for only one of these queues, and then at a random point it will switch to the number that corresponds to the other queue. So for example, right now there's a chance that it's showing the people waiting for Advanced Mahjong Quick Rank Match, or it could be showing the number of people waiting for the Novice queue, which is the one that tends to pop. So the less queues that you have here, and in terms of Mahjong, you can pretty much narrow it down to the quick matches. If you want to pop matches quicker, because that is the standard here. If you want to have a more accurate number about the number of people that are waiting in queue, just go ahead and use the Tonpusens. Late at night, that's the best scope that you have of popping a match. During the day, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I played at this point, not just a fair bunch, but just a gigantic amount of Hanchans during the day. It's because I've been doing it for years. But yeah, definitely a larger amount of quick matches. So, yeah. I knew that there was, I'm well aware that there was a chance that I might not be able to play Mahjong on a weekday late at night, but it's just like I said before. It takes like it takes me like 10 hours to grease up the gears and get the yapping started. I only really feel comfortable streaming at night, so. Like, I can count on like one hand the number of times that I've started streaming before like 10 p.m. and that was because I was streaming the first two Mahjong of Chaos meetups, and gotta show up earlier, a little bit earlier than my standard, because other people. It is more convenient for the server at large to show up a little bit earlier than 10 p.m. at night. Or in today's case, like 11 p.m. But yeah, those are the two only recent instances that I remember streaming earlier than like 10 p.m. See if I share the stream, if that incentivizes someone to join. Otherwise, we do the old song and dance of hopping between chaos and light, and see what who's down to ball. It's actually like one of the players in the server called Gabriel. Not sure if they're based out of Europe or not, but they usually send cheeky LFGs at like really odd times during the night, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. even. I'm seeing midnight, 2 a.m., another at midnight, yeah. So probably gonna be able to find Gabriel here if they're around. But yeah, she seems to be offline actually. Oh, never mind, that was a quick pop. Never mind what I said, I got the bait and switched. The oldest trick in the book. Just when you think you can get a match going, nope. Hit them with withdraw. It's rabbit season, duck season. Hit them with the cope and then withdraw. Yeah, what was I gonna do anyway? Lost my train of thought. Alright. Trying to pop matches in 14 at midnight. That's the thing too, like, other than the UK and Portugal, the rest of Europe is actually currently at midnight. Yeah, it's midnight 20 for most of people on the server. even more of a cope. But guess what? I felt like firing up 14, and I'll be damned if that's not what I'm gonna do on my channel, or at least try. Oh yeah, also, since I left my guild, I also went ahead and removed the title on my name. This is not something that I modified in settings. I literally just felt like going super minimalistic with my name. I almost felt like using, of course, slide casting a Fantasia. That's echoes without saying. We got a slide cast Fantasia always. But beyond that, just coming up with a shorter name to make it even more minimalistic. But nah, the thing is that, like, my name in this game is a lore name, so no, I don't wanna fuck too much with it. Content with what the Vieira name generator came up with. Which is less directed. The surname is the lore name. The first one, I mean, it's so generic that it might as well be a lore name for some of the races in this game out there. In my case, it's not. It's just every single female character that I make in games for the last 8 years or so, I've named after my cat, which is in turn named, she was named after the main character in a visual novel of a similar name called Saya no Uta, so it's a rabbit hole. It's turtles all the way down, really. Reference upon reference upon reference. So yeah. Hello, Meru. Good evening. Hello, hello. Yeah, probably just heard me rambling there about Saya no Uta or something like that. Yes, I literally named my cat after Saya in Saya no Uta. I know. And trust me, I'm well aware of the plot of the game. But I just think that beyond like the story beats of the visual novel being kinda horror-esque and a little bit fucked up, it is a great name, and it's kind of I don't know, I just felt like it was such a powerful character that I wanted to give my cat something vaguely familiar. And because of that, I'll never be able to forget the storyline of that visual novel. And since my cat is 8 years old at this point, I think I might be due for a replay soon. Because yeah, even though my memory is a little bit shot these days, I do remember the plotline fairly well. I just want to make sure that I remember the one of the endings I forgot. I remember the ending, and spoiler alert, like if you happen to tune into the future, you can just go ahead and mute for the next 10 seconds. I remember the name where the MC, like Saya, is able to spread her alien seeds all throughout the planet. And that is my favorite ending. I don't remember the other ones though. So yeah, might be due for a replay at some point in the future. And there's the goated cope pop right there. So now I can go ahead and edit my LFG real quick. there. Yeah, like Saya no Uta, it's like well, first of all, it was like one of my first visual novels that I've ever read. Was well aware of it even before I got my cat, like for many years. We're talking about like image board times and whatnot. Was all the rage back then. And beyond being fucked up, okay, yeah, I do have an easy Yakuza, so just go ahead and do that. As one of the comfy things about streaming this game is that I can just kinda play with my eyes closed. Riichi with my eyes closed type shit because of the tip system. It's just a big comfy time in here. Don't even need to think about my hand. Just get carried by the Tenpai builder. Unless it's suggesting like something really silly, like for me to throw out a pair of Dora. Like I was coaching my friend Alex to try to get him to master. It was not the first time I've done that in this game, oddly enough. I had someone last year ask me to do the same. They would like, we'd be in a voice call together and they share their screen and we just shoot the shit back and forth. They'll go ahead and decide on the play and I, in a split second, try to say whether I agree or not. Or otherwise, if their mouse starts hovering over a tile that they're going to discard and I don't approve, I just beg them to not do that. And then I'll tell them do this and that. And after they're done throwing their tile, explain why I went with that tile as opposed to the one that they were going for. Yeah, one of the most entertaining things about it. This is a really shit Tenpai because I'm waiting on the 3 pins, but at least all the 3 pins are live. It has no value whatsoever, but it isn't a Tenpai and in a Tonpus, and it's... we don't need to win that many hands to get good places. It's only 4 rounds anyway. It's a good one-day game for a replay, like roughly 7-8 hours for all routes. Really? 7 to 8 hours? Huh. I don't remember spending that much time into it, but maybe I was just really reading really fast. Because there's a fork in the novel, right? And it's well into the game, like half into the game, where you can save the game and then reload. Oh, unless you meant like Meru, unless you're talking about 7 to 8 hours for all routes, not... okay, I get what you're saying. Like you're saying like 7, 8 routes and you get to experience all of them, not just each individual route takes like 7, 8 hours. Okay, I get what you're trying to say. It was being a big goofy goober. But yeah, that sounds about right then for all the routes. But yeah, it's just such a fucked up and yet romantic game at the same time. It was the first time I've seen the trope of alien arrives at Earth and tries to fool a human into spreading the alien seeds and destroying the human race. Type trope, if you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah. It was a good time definitely back then, and it was all the rage in certain image boards if you were around to experience that. There were always threads going for that game. With fan translations even before the official stuff came out. Cookie said. Well... The innuendo is not entirely wrong here, considering we're talking about Saya no Uta, but in that case particularly I was referring to the seeds that Saya, the titular character Saya. Are you flushing? Well, if you are, you're probably not in Tenpai yet already. Right? You're doing a big think about it, if you should pawn or something, or keep that in a more efficient, like chi or something like that. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was regarding the seeds comment. I was talking about one of the endings in Saya no Uta. Again, spoilers alert for the next 10 seconds, where Saya spreads her alien seeds all over the planet when she sides with the what was his name again? Fujimoto, something like that. With a male character. Yeah, I mean, with the Sanshoku with the 4 and I mean 4, 5, 6, I guess so. This is a little bit more reliable though. And besides, no need to value max in the game. Fuminori, exactly. Thank you, Meru. Thank you for assisting my scuffed memory. Yeah, this is a decent way to get a Tsuma one and Kiss to Build a Dream one, no less. Unfortunately, Toyman got there first. I get to pay a Riichi stick, but the reassuring thing here is that he cool bug factors, I guess, if you're not aware, in a tiebreaker. The person that deals in first gets to be ahead. So for example, if for some freaky reason every single player ends up with let's say 25k points, which I don't even know if that's possible. I certainly have never seen it before, especially since in most clients the game doesn't end if all of the players are below Kayashi, which is usually 30k points. But if it was possible for everyone in the game to end at East 4 and they're all at 25k, the tiebreaker would be decided by the player that deals first and then the player that deals after in East 2 and then East 3 and East 4. So player that's East first in the game gets first place, then South and then West and then North. So basically you would get shafted. Hold on, can I pivot to Tanyao here? Is that even worth it? Nah. I mean, hindsight is 2020. I probably could have called the sequence here with the 6, 7, 8, just so I don't end up on a Natozuke there. Beyond that, Toyman has already got such a huge lead. Oh, you called Riichi? Do I die on his molehill? Ah, fuck it, do a big ol' send. I'll send it with pins, just because the one I already threw one of the one pins, so that was already dead to right lord. Oh, god damn it, Meru. I wish I hadn't even taken a look at chat. Now I'm all flustered. No, what the fuck? Why would you... Actually, you know what? I kinda... that tip wasn't too bad. I do have 2 copies of the Manzu, and they are throwing out a bunch of tiles in the Manzu suit, so Sure, I'll die on that hill. That's fine. If one passed, the other one could pass. I guess that wasn't the case. And that's pretty much gonna take me into the Shadow Realm with no hopes of escaping, although because they're the dealer, there is a slight, if you can imagine, an entire shipment worth of copium. Also, hey there, Alex. Hello, hello. Sorry, I was just flustered because I got, because they run my socks off. Give Saya a fucking beating with that run. But yeah, I was just hoping that one of the 3 Manzu would pass. It was early in the game, I didn't really know what was safe at that point. This isn't, I don't know. like one of the east is already dead to rights, but at least the north is valuable to me. So if that comes out, I can also pawn that. At least make my way slightly towards third place. Did you get another Kokushi in Riichi City, Sanma? Is that what's happening here? Here I got the duel. Oh, really? In 14? Nice! That means that you... I gotta, like, do a full send here because it's... I gotta escape the Shadow Realm in this round, otherwise I'm not getting out of last. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Alex. That means that you have a Yakuman list full. It's pretty awesome. I have like 4 times as much games as you, and my list isn't full yet. It's at 4 out of 5. But you already know, like, if especially you. Okay, so they threw out a 7 and a 6, so they're probably not waiting on a 5. Can reliably throw that out. Even though that kind of breaks my hand, because I could use that pair, especially if I end up calling the red dragons. Yeah, if you watch this stream for long enough, you'll see that I rarely go for the Yakumans. Just kind of want to coast into a cool, safe hand at the end of the day. Also, holy shit, Alex, I just read the beating that you took in ranked. Yeah, that was a big old drop, huh? It kind of reminds me of what happened to me. Just lost pretty much 320 rating. That's the way it goes, isn't it? The pendulum can swing towards like one side for a while. And then you get a proper beating back to back, non-stop. Oh yeah, this is a hell of a sin. Especially with all them Manzu in the discards. It's a kiss to build a dream on, especially because the meld that I'm waiting on is the one that contains Dora. That also means that the tip system is going to tell them not to discard any... Manzu tile that is adjacent to the meld that could give me value. But yeah, gotta get out of here. And that was not the way to do it. Dealing into... Ah, there was Ipatsu as well. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I busted out of here. GG regardless. Well, just... Like I said, instead of being... instead of... letting me bleed out slowly, just make it quick, man. And I'm out of here. Yeah, not sure what I was trying to say. Regardless, of course, that's not the end. We're gonna pop matches back to back to back as long as other people are down to ball, kind of like that. Yeah, I've been thinking about reading that one lately. Sayano Uta. For all time's sake. Also, I did have Saya, one of those rare Saya figures, but in one of my downsizing attempts, moving houses, I guess I deemed that figure not worth keeping around, and I think I might have even chucked it in the trash. Wouldn't be the first time that I've done that, and probably won't be the last. Although, I think I'm pretty much dead set on keeping every single figure that I have currently. I've already been through enough moves over the years to downsize appropriately. So whatever is remaining right there to the left of me is like the cream of the crop I don't want to get rid of. Like, even though I'm not into acrylic figures at all, some of the stuff that I have in there takes me back, like most memories and objects that I have in my possession nowadays are attached to a specific time and location. Where did I get that? I was that in 2024 or last year? Because if it was in 2024, I was staying in the top left part of Ikebukuro, which is what is it called? Not Itabashi. Is it Itabashi adjacent, like right to the southeastern part of Itabashi, which is technically still in Ikebukuro. It has a Don Quixote in there as well. Yeah, the point I was trying to make is that, like, even though like if I were to trim down my collection even more, I would only get rid of the acrylic figures, which I'm not really a huge fan of. But no, the Toho, first of all, they're Toho figures, so that's a series that I enjoy a lot. And beyond that, it's Sakuya and Yuyuko, two of my favorite characters. And after that, I know exactly the store in Ikebukuro that I went to. Oh, it might have been last year that I got them. Because it was last year. No. Hold on. How many times have I been to Heitaisai at this point? Damn, I could check my Instagram real quick. I've been to Heitaisai 2 times. I just did I meet someone in 20? Because the first time that I went to Heitaisai, which is the Toho festival, that happens in Tokyo. I think sometimes it's in Tokyo and other times it's in another city. The off-season Heitaisai, which is like in autumn or something. I'm not sure if they're both in Tokyo or not. Hold on. Everyone decided to go Riichi crazy up in here. I'm gonna go ahead and discard these because it's a terminal. If one passes, I can rely on the fact that I have 2 of those, so I'll wait for someone else to die on this hill. Beyond that, just try to look at Genbutsu and see what manner of tiles I have in the way of either Genbutsu, Sotogawa, Tsuji on both sides. Did you call a Riichi first? You did, didn't you? Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that left floor doesn't need the tree. It was Genbutsu against Toyman. Beyond that, yep, the 4 is gonna pass. And just hoping that someone can fix Chikitsumo or Ron, right lord, or let them fight and run each other. In the meantime, yeah, something like that. Yeah, what was I saying, like, about Heitaisai? The Toho festival, right? Yeah, I bought those acrylic figures when around the Heitaisai time, the summer one, because I remember it being sweltering hot. It was very warm. And I might have even gotten a sunburn because I was not ready for it. I didn't take sunscreen or anything. And the line was so huge that it basically means that you have to wait outside a whole bunch to enter Tokyo Big Sight. So there's so many memories attached to those acrylic figures that I don't want to get rid of them, even though I'm not particularly into them. And beyond that, if all goes well, I think Alex is about to send me any day now an Akagi acrylic standee as well. So stuff that reminds me of friends is something that I like to keep around, even if I am on a minimalistic streak or downsizing for a move or something like that. Definitely don't throw away the Reimu Dolphy. That one I'm probably gonna take all the way to my grave. See what else. Even though I'm not really into Kantai collection, I do want to keep both the figures and the doujinshi. I kind of made the move from Kankore to Azure Lane at some point, because Kankore was out before. Before Azure Lane came out, but Azure Lane kinda took over and took off. Oh yeah, Alex, I guess I was, yeah. And a circle back to something I was talking about before you joined. Remember when I was coaching you and since you were already ahead and you were the dealer, I wanted to keep the ball rolling, so I told you to start by demolishing your Shanten, even though you had a kind of a decent high pie by throwing away all the 5s and 4s in your hand and 6s as well. That is because you were in the dealer seat already ahead, so I just kind of wanted someone else to take the hand and keep the game moving. And how you said that was fairly unusual. But yeah, you don't need to be a big greed lord, especially in Tonpusins. But it is an amusing way to play the game. It's almost like a shitpost that you would find in that PDF that you shared earlier on the server. Like, if your high pile looks so bad, I imagine one of the chapters would be something like that. Actually, when I read that book, I almost thought like, this is probably what I would write, type of book that I would write if I was like 20 years deep in the sauce and couldn't escape Mahjong. And I was bored out of my mind. It's kind of the professional shitpost that I would do. A book like that. Yeah, include that one. Just if you don't like your high pie straight off the bat, start demolishing it and throwing out all the 5s and the 4s and the 6s at the start of the game. Nice Tempai Jackass with the 6 Manzu, one of which is already dead to rights. We can turn that into a Rian man, though. No, just fix the Fairy Tsumo with 2 Dora in my hand. And that's Dabuton as well. Yeah. Easiest Mangan, which is not a Mangan, but for all intents and purposes it is. Easiest Mangan of my life. With the skilled Tsumo there. What can I say? Playing thousands of matches, it's... you gotta get up pretty early in the morning to fix those skilled Tsumos. And it pairs so well with Daburi as well. Also, I just noticed that my game's BGM turns off when I click away from it to check OBS or something like that. Gotta fix that after this match. That is how it's supposed to behave when I'm camping Party Finder. Otherwise, on stream, I don't want to have that going. Nah, I would cheat for the 1, 2, 3, but yeah, just keep it simple here. Pawn literally anything that my way comes. Which in the form of the 5s could be a potential red daughter, considering the only 5s that are still alive is a single normal 5 and the red 5. So that's 1 out of 2 there to fix another daughter in this hand. Yeah, Meru, log in 14. Come log in 14. Also, I was gonna ask you this earlier. What was the game that you used this week for the event banner? Like for the next meetup? You can't until Saturday? Oh, are you... yeah, you're on vacation, right? That makes sense. Neverness to Everness, huh? Mahjong is also in that client. Alright. Man, do I want to die on his heel? No. Let them fight. I have enough of a lead in history to just... If I don't get round here, it should be fine. Just don't feed him Ipatsu. Should be getting out of here fairly safely. Hello, Kuz. Oh, you mean my lead bigger? No, I'm not dying on this small hill. Even though the game is pushing me towards Tempai. We do a hard fold here. Oh, the game window. Okay. Hold on. Give me a sec. I still don't want to deal into that Omega Sun by Man Blast. No, I was gonna throw out the 5 pins because they're compatible. Because I have a pair of them, but it could deal me into the mail that contains the daughter, which is the 8 pins. A little bit hesitant there. Yeah, we can do that. Hold on. How about that? I think that might be a little bit better. Whoa, that kind of feels like it's really in my face right now. I gotta go back to 100% after I'm done streaming. But yeah, that should be a little bit more watchable. Is that large enough, Kuz? I think if I make it larger than that, it's gonna start covering important information. I mean, it already does with the cam because... Well, fortunately that doesn't happen too often, but if there are more than 2 cans... The third daughter in a dead wall is gonna be hidden away by my camera, but that's fine. Okay, thanks for the feedback, Kuz, actually. Yeah, I just looked at my screen and it did seem a little bit small. So yeah, that's a welcome improvement. I cheat that. I want to get easier. Not easier because Toyman already has their own easy Yakuhai, but they don't have enough value in their hand to climb their way out of last. I just fixed my own easy Yakuhai out of the wall with that donation right there. So hopefully complete that easy rearmament that I have going there in the bamboos with the 2 or a 5. Already have a pair in this hand, so might as well go ahead and discard the daughter before it gets any more dangerous than this. And I might have to end up waiting on a pension. That might be my tempai. This one is more likely to come out either out of the wall or out of Right Lord in the form of a chi. Yeah, I mean, pick your poison, right? You wanna go for the 1, 2, 3 pension or the 7, 8, 9? It's pretty much the same shit. Although since I was committed to a pension anyway, in a manner of Sakigiri, I could have thrown out the 2 before the 1 because that's more dangerous. Did a big ol' Akan in hopes of getting closer to Tenpai. This is fine though, not too bad. Can discard the 2, knowing that I won't be dealing into Toyman. It's gonna demolish my pair though, so unfortunately I can't cheat. I need to keep this pair around. Yes, give me a 2 of bamboos. And then I'm hard coping for the 7 manzu. That's about it. Or even better if a 7 manzu comes out of left lord before this Ryanman, which is much easier to fix, especially getting to Tenpai. Nope, I'm chasing that. Absolutely. Well, there are no manzu in their discards, which means that they probably have a whole bunch of manzu in their hand. Are less likely to discard the 7 that I need to win. It could happen though. I'll send it for the first place. Why not? Why not? Oh, you're gonna give him daughter and everything? Wow, nice. That's probably the best possible outcome out of that hand. And it's pretty much just gave me the win right there. GG. Yeah, go to the assist by Toyman there for fixing me the win. Especially because left lord could have overtaken me there. Now with that being said, let me go ahead and fix this real quick. So I can keep an eye on OBS levels. And go again. Hopefully I was quick enough to catch some of the people that I was playing against in ranked. And they show up again. If not, then just send another Omega ping in the Discord. Oh yeah, the music is really low right now, but it's just it's bound to happen in this game from time to time, especially some of the housing dims are really chill. And the dynamics are like almost non-existent. Very low volume. I do appreciate that the soundtrack of this game has like a pretty good variance of dynamics to each track. It would suck if every track was remastered to sound as loud as possible. Even though that's the industry standard in video games at times. But that does make sense, like with the type of composers that they have for Final Fantasy XIV, is that they would respect like different dynamics in the soundtrack and not just make it as loud as possible, even if it's a chill track like this one. Sometimes it makes more sense for it to go down in volume and then up again and forward and backward and all that. That right there was almost an insta-pop with no weight. And yeah, I'm looking at it now, Alex. I do see yet another Kokushi. That's the fourth Kokushi that you have had in Final Fantasy XIV, right? If I were you, having no other goal left to shoot for, now that you have achieved Master, I'll probably try to get the fifth Kokushi just to fill up the interface, the logged Yakuman history, all the logs with Kokushi and no other Yakuman. Like, if you get Tenhou, you have to pass on that just to commit to the beat. But yeah, good job there, Alex. That is a fat-ass Yakuman, and you got to Tsumo that as well. Didn't even have to run the socks out of someone else, although you did kinda ruin the game for Cupcakes. The Toyman over there sent them all the way to the Shadow Realm, because they're the dealer. You got the Tsumo Kokushi, which means that they had to pay 16k, whereas Rabe only had to pay 8k. That's a little bit unfortunate. Cupcakes died by doing absolutely nothing, just for sitting in the wrong chair. That's the downside of going on a dealer streak. You can sit long enough in the dealer chair to make to be the comeback kid, or be there long enough to get Omega demolished by Yakuman, or it doesn't even need to be a Yakuman, just Sanbaiman will do a number on you just for warming up the chair. The wrong one at that. Yeah, but let me get the hell out of here and go to a place with a more interesting soundtrack. I've done this because I'm already prepping for the next expansion. Usually I would have the settings like this, display by area. This is also a good reminder of it's like a decent way to keep track of where every location is on an Eorzean map, and on the first as well. Because if you go this route and organize by expansion, probably forget that at any point in the future. But with Evercold on the horizon, I will probably just stick to this interface. Otherwise, I'll be scrolling tabs endlessly until I get to the right place. That being said, go to solution 9 maybe? No, Tuliolal is a little bit. It's got a little bit more of an upbeat background music. It is, I agree with you, Mary, it's so much nicer, like, in almost every single aspect. I just, the only reason I hadn't made the switch earlier is because, yeah, like I said, I didn't want to remember where, forget, I mean, where each location is located on the Eorzean map, and the first as well, and what they're called. So I didn't do that for the longest time. I had this one here. Here you can hover over the tabs and see what each location is called. Like I probably will forget about the name Il Sabard at some point. Tural is fairly recent, so my memory will probably not betray me there. But yeah, it's just, it's like you said, it's a lot better, a lot more convenient. And with Evercold coming out soon, TM, this is pretty much a must. I hope they make it the default tab preference for the sake of future players. Newbies joining in will be so much easier to keep track of the Iterite locations. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, if you're kind of wondering what my 14 experience has been like lately, it's pretty much just camping PF with a link to the Mahjong of Chaos server. And by the way, I might as well go ahead and drop it again, at least on Twitch. So I know a whole bunch of you follow me for a variety of clients, and this one I don't stream that often. And I don't have a Discord for my own channel. But if you want to find me on Discord, you can probably... this is probably the Discord where I'm most active on nowadays. Because it's the community that I built on Final Fantasy XIV, which started with in-game link shells, and then eventually I finally got down to it and made a Discord server out of it. Now it's expanded beyond the scope of the local link shells that I had. It's just welcome to everyone. So if you want to find me somewhere on Discord. Also, I might as well throw this out there. I know like only like five of you are watching right now, but I wanted to throw this out there just for the sake, like in the future. I've had kind of a funny experience recently, right? Sometimes people will try to add me to their friends list on Discord and won't send a message. My DMs are pretty much open, which means that if you send a friend request, you can also attach you don't have to make an introduction or anything. You don't have to introduce yourself or send me your resume when you're applying for a friend application. Just type in something like I'm adding you from your stream, or I'm adding you because I found you played you in game, or something like that. Something that doesn't make me suspect that you are a bot. Because the other day I rejected the friend invitation, and then later I found out I rejected the invitation because he had a real picture to their Discord username. And I mean, let's keep it a buck. If you're in the Final Fantasy XIV sphere and you have a real picture, odds are, not always, but odds are you're probably a bot. You're probably a bot that joined one of the many Final Fantasy XIV servers and is going around and adding everybody and trying to play the long game into buying one of their services or whatever. With that being said, if we share a mutual Final Fantasy XIV server and you add me out of the blue to the friends list, just type a short message to let me know that you're not a bot, because I had that experience recently. It's not the first time either, where I was I just ignored it because I automatically assumed that it was a bot, and then as I was standing by the Aetherite, I saw her name was exactly the same name that added me on Discord. So I was like, oh shit, like I might have actually just rejected a real human being with that one. So yeah, go ahead and if you want to add me to your friends list, by all means do. I'm very much glad to shoot the shit with you, talk with you about Final Fantasy or whatever comes to mind. Pretty much just let me know that you're not a bot and I won't ignore you. That's easy. Yeah, that's a good point. That's some 4D chess right there, Meru. Just don't let the bot makers read that, because then they might be start playing some reverse psychology shit. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, if someone has a robot in their name, I'm probably gonna add them, because no bot would be so audacious as to loudly proclaim that they're a bot before trying to add me to their friends list on Discord. Yeah, okay, if you were to cold call me on Discord, I probably would accept that. Just because it would be so audacious of a bot to call themselves a bot. I guess that's one way to do it, if you don't want to type a message. Otherwise, just type a short like, hey, I'm adding you from your stream, or something like that. No need to do a big old introduction or a huge paragraph or something. Just something to let me know that you're not a bot, because otherwise you're gonna get the... Unfortunately, you're gonna get the ignore button, and accidentally you might be a real person that I might be able to shoot the shit with you and become friends with you. And yeah, to that person that I ignored you recently, and another one a while back, I'm sorry, but I thought you guys were bots, so just, yeah, type anything. Anything will do. Now, if they're playing the long con, some bots will do this as well. They'll add you and they're playing the long con, but usually the first generic message that they send is already so generic that you can kinda suss them out. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Did I send an LFG on the server already? If not, then no, I did not. So let me go ahead and do that. How many do we have? 1 out of 4. I think they actually might be a 3 out of 4, because sometimes it displays incorrectly. I'll put 1 out of 4 anyway. All queues, ranked chaos. See if someone shows up. Also, if someone is still awake from the link shell. But then again, nowadays the people in the link shell overlap with the people on Discord. But still, some decided not to join. So just in case, send out LFG here in the link shells as well. Queuing, I fucking hate typing this word. Queuing all ranked novice. Yeah, how about that? By the way, some more cool bug factors if you happen to be joining in. If fairly new to playing Mahjong in Final Fantasy XIV, the only difference between playing Advanced Mahjong and Novice Mahjong in this client is that you... in Advanced, because there's 2 types of rating systems here. You have your ELO, which is what gives you the achievements. For example, at 1800 you get Mahjong Enthusiast, and at 2000 you get Mahjong Master. And there's another rating system, one that's more traditional in Mahjong and Japanese clients in general, which is the Dan system. So beyond the 2000 rating that you can go for, and most people go for because of the achievement, you can keep grinding, making your way all the way from novice through all 10 of the queues and then all 10 of the dans, ending up at 10 dan. We should all be so lucky. Start with the dealer seat and 2 easy Yakuza. Well, I'm just gonna chuck this one out there and hope it doesn't get me in trouble. Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're already in Tenpai. Although the more turns go by, yeah, they could fix an easy... If they're Ishanten, they could fix an easy Tenpai out of the wall. The more turns go by. It's kind of scary to play against, but the 2 just passed. They could have changed their weight. It's fairly reliable to throw out there. As for my own prospects with this hand, gotta say, there is the odd chance of having 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku, but I'm lacking too many tiles in the bamboo suit to do a big old pivot to that. This is Genbutsu to left lord. I think the best thing here might just be... I have so much value in this hand though with Tudora. If I could draw a 6 of bamboos out of the wall, that would be absolutely great. They have no Mazu in their discards, but I did just fix this Ryanman out of the wall. I think I'm gonna push this all the way to the bank. Or into bankruptcy as well. Especially since they've had enough turns to get into Tenpai. But I have a pretty goated Ishanten myself. I was gonna say, hopefully it's the Shanpon Ishanten. On the 1s and 6s. This could also become a sequence, especially since the one of the ones is already dead to right. So if I was waiting, doing Shanpon, I have one of the one Manzu is already dead to right, so that's less odds for me to get someone out of the remaining 1M. Yeah, this is really spicy. They're almost surely in Tenpai waiting for some kind of Manzu. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'll push against this. I wanted the value. Was well aware of what I was playing into. It was a Kanchan. It was fairly more like a tap on the wrist than anything. That could have been a lot worse. Yeah, with 2 value in my two doors in my hand and keeping that bad boy closed. If I got to Tenpai there, either with the 1 or the 6 or Manzu, or the 6 of bamboos, that could have been so goated. Could have jumped all the way up to first. Fix a quick first place. You dropped the green dragon on drawer. That's a surprise, I didn't even notice that. I was just looking at my own hand and doing the big old greed. And I will continue to do so. It's not the worst Ishanten I've ever seen. 2 pairs in this bad boy is probably the... I was gonna say that's the shittiest Kanchan that I have, although this big old shape in the Manzu just became very efficient, maybe even hard coping for Itsu as well. I could open the hand for Itsu, kinda like that. But I would have to open 2 melds for the Itsu. I really don't want to do that. I'll keep it closed. If another 2 comes out, then I'll do it. But an open Itsu is a nothing burger. It's only worth 1 Han. And besides, I don't need the Itsu to keep this closed and slam the Riichi button. Just fix another. Ah, that would have been so goated out of the wall. Yeah, the 5 is really inefficient here. Yeah, fix this Ryanman out of the wall. Or this Kanchan, and I don't even need the 9 or the 6 on the Manzu side. I get to reduce my Shanten, hopefully keep this closed and max value as much as I can. or die on this, I was gonna say molehill, but it's not really a molehill. It's worth doing a full send for the goated skilled Riichi Tsumo Ipatsu on the red dot. I get what you're saying, but just get this out of my hand as soon as possible. Yeah, that's so comfy actually. Nice. Okay, someone other than the dealer was able to pawn that. Another one of bamboos is dead to right, so that's unfortunate, but now like that two people have, yeah, so many open melds. If the 4 comes out, nope, I don't need the 2. I was gonna say if the 4 comes out, I definitely wanna discard. I wanna definitely call this Itsu just so no one else wins. Because now I'm on a race. I could do that. It is a double-sided weight, but so many of the ones are already dead to rights. I'll slam it because I want the value out of the Uradora. It could be dangerous against leftward if they're waiting on terminals. Even for Chanta or something like that. It does seem like their hand is headed in that direction, right? Either a big old grid. Yeah, this seems Chanta coded, I should say, because one of the 9 pins has already been discarded. Otherwise, not that many terminals in their discard pile. Is pretty much the odds that I have here, since 2 of the ones are dead to rights. It's still a terminal though, so if someone wanted to fold, they could fold, try to fold with one of bamboos. But 2 of the 4s are dead to rights as well. I have 4 outs, which is basically amounts to a Shan pawn weight. Fortunately, no, I don't get to gobble up anyone else's Riichi stick other than my own. And I did not hit any Ura, but that does put me back into the game at least. Beyond that, yeah, this is a pretty shit starting hand. I might have to start going pawn crazy in here. How about I go pawn crazy and hold this 8 just in case another Dora wants to come out and play? Speak of the devil, right? Something like that. Yeah, I'm definitely pawning this all the way to the bank. Talk about a crossroads between Chitoy and Toy Toy. This... oh my god. Never mind, I guess. I'll commit to a closed Chitoy here. I was gonna say, like... the thing is, like... in the crossroads between Chitoy and Toy Toy, I would have gone Toy Toy because there's the chance that I could pawn into Mordora, so you offset the value of... you offset the efficiency of a Chitoy by being able to pawn a variety of tiles, including the red 5 here and another Dora here. But since I'm already in Tempai for Chitoy, fuck it. Might as well do a full send. Matter of fact, are any of the 1Ms dead? One of the 1Ms is already dead to rights. Since I have a pair of the 9s, this is not Tanyao compatible anyway. Even though one of the 1Ms are already dead, I'd rather catch someone unawares by doing my Tanki with a 1M. I have 3 outs, which the best possible outs would have been 4 Ms, 3... I mean, 4 1Ms, 3 1Ms is not that much worse, and it's a terminal tile. For Chitoy, it doesn't get much better than this, especially if someone else is trying to fold. I would have gotten the Ipatsu if I didn't try to go for the galaxy brain move there. Actually, yeah, that tends to happen more often than I'd like. That's what I get for not following what the tips are telling me to do. No regrets though, even though that would have been the go to the skill, the Ipatsu, Chitoi and everything. The 1M, there's still time for the 1M to come out and play, especially since every single player on the table is discarding Manzu tiles. So if they receive a 1 out of the wall, there's a good chance that in chasing their own Tenpai, see they're all discarding Manzu. In chasing their own Tenpai, they might end up discarding the 1M that I need. We'll see. Just give me... I'm not gonna auto-run here because I want to have the pleasure of clicking the run button myself on this fat-ass Chitoi. Oh, this is gonna be like 18k, isn't it? Especially if I hit Hura. It's gonna like destroy someone's career in a split second if they deal into me. Alright, now. Okay, since I didn't draw Ipatsu with the 4 of bamboos, maybe I can offset that with the Tsumo on the 1M. Don't deal into left, Lord. Why are you even chasing the... Oh, and it came out of the wall. Let's go. Turns out that, yeah, they didn't need the... No one needed... It looks like they needed Manzu in their hand. Yeah, let's fucking go. It's a free 18k right there because I'm the dealer and I fixed the Haneman. You, Left Lord is saying, almost had all pairs. Almost. I just fixed one myself. Was me or you, buddy? It was basically my Chitoi against their Chitoi. That's amusing. What do I want to do here? I commit to the flush this early on in the game. How about now? I already fixed like 2 sequences here. There's a slight chance that I could get Ipeco out of this. But if I get Ipeco here, I'll keep Itama. At this point, there's no reason to value max by going for closed hands. Slamming the Riichi button, hoping for Uradore and all that. Now I'll keep Itama. A Dama Ipeco here with a Dora and everything would be goated, yeah. Hard coping for the 4 pins. I'm not entirely opposed to opening this hand. The only problem is that I would have to not only to discard this Panchan, but also I could be Atozuke here. In a Tanyao hand. Or, you know what, just in case another 8 wants to come out and play and be my pair. Sure, let's pivot to Tanyao. Unless someone else slams the Riichi button. In which case I probably will play like a coward and fold. I mean, it's pretty much pick your poison here. Do I want to wait for the 8 Tanki here or the wait Tanki on a Manzu? Doesn't make much of a difference, although I guess this pretty much fixes the bamboo suit. Don't have to think about this anymore because I have 4, 5, 6 and 5, 6, 7. Ipeko is dead to rights because I opened the hand, but I have 2 sequences in the bamboo suit, so yeah, I agree with that. Actually, send that back to the kitchen. Is any 6M still... No. Send the 3 out first, because if I happen to draw another 6 of bamboos, I could have 2 sequences here, 4, 5, 6 and 5, 6, 7, along with a pair of the bamboos, and definitely don't call Khan on that, because that will break my hand. And beyond that, if I can cheat the 3 of bamboos, I could also have... I didn't have to chi, but I'll be in Tempa. If I discard the 8, do I die on this molehill? It's not like I have many tiles to fold with anyway. I might deal in, but this is a pretty goated Tempai, waiting on 4 and a 7. Well, looks like they got a Patsu there. We don't hate that. It's a Riichi Nomi. It's... the player in last got it, and they hit the Beren, and Beren was second. So if anything was actually kind of nice, because it increased my distance to second place, and beyond that it keeps the game moving into history, further increasing my chances of finishing in first. That's one of my least favorite Ipeko weights, because not only is it at the edge of the suit and you can transform it into 2 sequences on both sides of the suit, because it's at the edge, but also it's a middle Ipeko weight, which makes it even less efficient. With that being said, I'll keep this Kanchan because it contains Dor, but I'd rather keep the Ipeko chance alive here. And discard the... Yeah, the 9 was kind of nice, yeah. That's a nice Rianman and a Kiss to Build a Dream on. Do away with the Ipeko and go for the efficiency then, I guess. Because now I have a pair of the bamboos. A pair of the ones are, as well. 2 pairs on a close hand is as ideal as it gets, followed by a sequence of 2, 3, 4, and then another Rianman here. You send the 4 back to the kitchen, that's entirely useless and overcooked. Close but not quite. The 5 would have been useful, the 8 as well. Nope, I can't open the hand, unfortunately. Gonna have to wait for the wall to give me a variety of things. It could be a triplet of the ones. Even though one of the 1 Manzu is already dead to rights. I was gonna say that, fix the Kanchan for me with that, or transform it into a Rianman. This hand is building up slowly, but it's full of efficient proto melds. It's Rianman's all the way down, nice. Now I can go ahead and discard one of my pairs. It's a pretty goated Ishanten. I'm waiting on 2 Rianmans here. Either get the 5 or 8 here. Yeah, discard, commit to discarding the pair. Either get the 5 or 8 here out of the wall, or the 5 and the 8 here in the bamboo suit. Or that works as well. If I can't win, then if this person continues to get nothing burgers, the game keeps moving. We're gonna get to East 4 now, which is the last hand of the game. And I'm still in first, so... Three pairs in my starting hand. I always cope a little bit that the first draw that I get is another pair, so I can start building towards Toy Toy as soon as possible. When that doesn't happen and I prolong this situation for too long, where I have 3 pairs in a closed hand, the more rounds I spend in a situation like this, the less efficient the hand becomes. Eventually another pair came out. That might be interesting. Let's play for Toy here. I can pawn the last remaining south, and one of them is stuck in the dead wall, so nobody can use it. They're probably all coping for their own tempais, and as soon as the south wind comes out, they're going to discard it, so I can pawn that easily. The 5 though can't be easily pawned, so that needs to go. Yeah, I'm gonna build this to Toy as fast as possible, unless the wall just donates another pair to me and I'm on another chi Toy wait. Okay, well, one of the 1Ms is already dead to rights. Usually when playing for Toy, just go for odds, because the if you're playing for Toy, your odds are already pretty slim that you can draw out of the wall. Wow, that's another pair, huh? I am spoiled for choice, in which case one of the 6s is dead to rights, but I'll go ahead and discard the 5 because I'm afraid of dealing into someone else's Riichi later with the 5. Then discard the 6. Yeah, I'm just waiting to pawn anything right about now, like that one. We can start with that. Followed by that. Yeah, I'm not fully 10 with 9 of bamboos, so I'll keep this one around in case another, I was gonna say, in case another 9 wants to land in my hand, I would pawn that. But now it's a pretty simple play. If anyone, the south tile is definitely stuck in a wall, so if anyone receives it, they're probably gonna send it my way by discarding it. Because one of the honors is stuck in a dead wall. The tip system is gonna probably suggest them that they it's fairly safe to throw out there. If I can't win off the remaining live south tile, then I still have a pair of the 9 of pins to rely on. Which is a terminal, so it's bound to come out as well, as long as it's not stuck in someone else's meld. As long as it's not, for example, someone else's pair that they need to keep all the way into Tenpai. But yeah, chase this. Hopefully get the south anytime now. Or the 9 pins. Other one would seal the deal. Beiren, if they're going for a Tenhou, they could have used that daughter, but no matter what I end up drawing here, I'm playing all the way to Tenpai. Yeah, I'm committed to playing to Tenpai at draw here at least. Beiren could use that. Probably thinking about a pawn or something, but it's probably more efficient with the 8 that they keep that for a sequence. If that wasn't the client delay. Sometimes it's just the client delay. Fair enough, it looks like the south and the 9 pins don't wanna come out and play. Hopefully Beiren did not make their way to Tenpai. They did have a whole bunch of time to do so. Yeah, they're in Tenpai, so we get to go again. They were waiting on... I didn't have time to check before pressing the next button. Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty good Tenhou situation there, where you only have to open one meld to end up in a Tenhou Tenpai. Fine. Let's have some fun with Miku. But beyond that, let's have some fun with half outside hand. Yeah. I guess, yeah, the 7 would be the most inefficient here. Can definitely use that though. Not sure why the game didn't suggest me to do so. It's one of the flaws of the tip system right there. And kinda hard coping that I draw my way into a pair of the honors. For Shanta, otherwise known as a half outside hand. Yeah, the 3 would be pretty useless here, especially since I already cheat the 1, 2, 3. How many norths? Well, one of the norths is now dead to rights. Let's take a look at the wests though. I think all of the wests are still live. Who is west? I'm west. So I have no one else has reason to hog like a pair of wests. In which case I can probably keep coping to receive another west out of the wall. In terms of odds, that would probably be better than waiting for a north and a red dragon. Yeah, the red dragon is pretty much dead to rights at this point. Why are you telling me to discard the north? Hard disagree. Actually, wouldn't mind if okay, let's focus on not dealing into leftward. If they can run someone else, that's fine, because they don't have enough value, even with a flush, to overtake me for first. Oh, but imagine if I could win this hand though. It doesn't look like they need Manzu, and I still need a pair, so I'm going to discard the 8 Manzu here. They're definitely value maxing for a half flush with the East Yakuhai, hoping that probably maybe they can get a hit off of Nova and overtake for second, or something like that. At least get out of last. Yeah, just... I'm not gonna be able to throw out any of the bamboos in my hand. There are probably... yeah, they're discarding too fast too, so they're already in tempai with that hand. And it's obviously a flush in the bamboo suit, a half flush. Actually, even if I were to throw out a bamboo right now and feed them, that wouldn't be a bad idea, just to stop Baron from, if they're going Dama, winning this hand and repeating the dealer seat. Because even with the direct hit on me, I have such a large point difference from second place. I could deal in on purpose into leftward just to end the game here. But I'm not gonna do that, I guess. I'll just do, it's not Hadaka Tanki. It's almost there. If I had to cheat the 8, I probably would have done so. Be Hadaka Tanki with remaining west. But it's taking so long for a single west to come out that I can't help but wonder that it's stuck in someone else's hand. Hello there, Alex. Yeah, it was Ambrosia that needed it. That's totally fine though. At least we didn't feed them the tile that they needed. Even if I had done that, I still would have been first, though. Oh no, Alex, just straight up bum rushing games as much as possible. Sometimes sending out LFGs on the server, or other times just hard queuing like this. See how many games I can play back to back today. Either before the queue dries up or before I get tired. Something like that. It doesn't look like I might 3k soon. I think the 3k dream is dead. It was never alive to begin with, and I don't think any person in the world will ever get to that number, because the anti makes it pretty much impossible to go beyond roughly 2500 to 2600 seems to be the hard cap queuing against randoms in this client. Unfortunately, I don't think fixing a fat 3k here is gonna be possible. I'll tell you one thing though. Getting so many seconds and first places since I got to 10 then, it's pretty much impossible for me to derank anymore. Because once you get to 10th then, you don't stop stockpiling points. Theoretically, you could get infinite points in Dan, so much so that even if you tried to lose every game on purpose, you would never derank. It's kind of like at that point, if you can get a good lead in 10 Dan, you're kind of like, it reminds me almost like a Yokozuna in Sumo. You already like proved your mettle, and even if you lose, no matter what happens to the Yokozuna, they can never derank again. Maybe if you became a Mahjong demon, controlling the flow, dominating for 20 years. Bro, don't even joke about that. If I'm still playing this game in 20 years... Oh shit, it wouldn't even be the first time though, right? Even though I haven't played the World Saga. I was playing World of Warcraft up until the last patch in Dragonflight, the Emerald Dream. And now they're coming up with a campaign for people to go from 14 to 11. I'm like, chill, man. My life is already ass backwards. I don't need to go backwards in time from... I already have a perfectly good Final Fantasy XIV. I don't need to go back in time to Final Fantasy fucking 11. That train has sailed and I missed it, and I'm fine with that. I want to get so deep in the Final Fantasy sauce that I end up... Hold on, what do I have in this hand anyway? Yeah, I gotta keep this close because it's not easy Yakuhai for me. Yeah, I definitely don't want to go back to down that rabbit hole and going back to Final Fantasy XI. Going to underground parlors and pawning with 2 pairs. Alex, I think if you do that nowadays, they'll just kick you out of the club. Times have changed, and so have Japan's sensibilities and cultural norms. If you try to act a fool in a Mahjong club in Japan, they'll probably just say, don't come back. And try to act like a decent human being. Ah yes, my autobiography will definitely include my Mahjong arc. It's gotta be in there. I'll only do that... Ah, you know what? That reminds me of that Mikote that is sitting in Solution 9, overlooking the city. How they used to be a pretty dedicated FF14 player and then they died, and they, the Final Fantasy XIV team like immortalized that Mikote, and now they're just sitting there in Solution 9. Wait, what would be my weight here? This is a big old fat ass shape in the bamboo suit. I'll slam a lamb the Riichi button. Oh, it's a... Is it a fucking kanchan? It is a kanchan with the two of bamboos. Never mind, just get the skilled Ronipatsu. There wasn't even a bad hand to reach you on, though. I've seen worse. A whole bunch of shapes there to complete. In the bamboo suit, if I wanted to grid max and value max, I would have pawned and cheated something there instead of calling Riichi and discarded the... I think I had some Manzu here to go for the Chinitsu hand. But honestly, like... in Tonpusens, you don't need to value max that much. Just 3 Han is more than enough. I fully support that, Alex. Please keep acting a fool in ranked. Makes the experience more fun for me, especially after all this time. Anything that hits the dopamine sensors, I'm thankful to play against that. Also, I see that you sent me a couple of messages on Discord while I'm absent-mindedly... Oh, it was a Kokshi, yeah. While I'm absent-mindedly chasing this hand, I could check that out as well. Not sure if you were... Like, I feel like that stuff he wrote doesn't work in 14. No, none of the bullshit that the old man was spouting about makes sense. I think it's just a big ego trip that is bound to happen to every good luck game player. Kinda like, for example, Phil Ivey writing 10 books on poker guides and not realizing that so many of his hands he won down entirely to luck. And that's all that luck games basically amount to. You don't need to have a doctorate degree in a luck game to win at it. Sometimes you just get lucky and that's about it. And speaking of luck, hopefully they don't fix the Ipatsu here, but even if they do, that would hurt left lord and not me, so I'm just gonna hard fold out of this hand. Oof, especially since that one came out now. I'd rather rely on a pair of honors though. Yeah, we go with those one first. No, if anything, I feel like people are channeling the Mahjong demon in this client more than in any other Mahjong game that I've ever played. Because of a variety of reasons, one of which being chasing master as soon as possible. Oh shit, that's so bad. That's not even Genbutsu against a single player. I mean, let's go with something that is unlikely to deal me into one player at least. Yeah. That works. That does work. Oh, I see what you mean. You're saying that other people, pretty much everyone in this game would be able to match his freak. Yeah, you're right. I guess that in that case, yeah. Everyone is, whether they realize it or not, kind of a Mahjong demon in this client. But then again, that guy would never show up to even play in this client, because playing Tenhou Sense is unhonorable and brings shame upon your family. He would only play Hanchans. So yeah, on second thought, nah, that guy would never play Final Fantasy XIV. Even if he was an IRL club, he would be like, what? They only play Tenhou Sense then? What kind of uncivilized community is that? Yeah, maybe. Well, Rabe was on the shitty end of the stick today, as you got the fat Sumo Kokushi. Didn't even have to run someone out of it. You should go for a log entirely full of Kokushis, now that you have 4 out of 5. Let's get 13 orphans all the way down. That would be absolutely disgusting though. I probably would never be able to talk to you again. I would have to remove you from my friends list if you start acting a fool like that. But actually it would be kind of based. So if you go for Kokushi all the time just to have your logged Yakuman full of Kokushis, I would remove you from my friends list, but then I would add you again. Start by removing you out of spite and then adding you back again. Something like that. Ooh, he wants me to chase this hand. This is half Suji though, but it's also useful as a sequence here. See what happens. Even if I deal in, it's probably not gonna send me to third, so I'm not too worried. Plus I am the dealer. If I could fix it back out of this, it would be so good. Unfortunately, it's not Tanyao compatible because I do have a pair of 9 pins here. Nah, this is spicy as hell. I have a copy of these bad boys, and this is still Dancing with the Devil, because I still can fix, I can be on a Tenpai Tanki. Oh, if they could run the socks out of Toyman, that would be just about as perfect as it gets. Let's see what happens. If Toyman deals into Right Lord, yeah, I'm kinda hard coping for that to happen. Hard coping indeed. Let's see though. This is spicy against Toyman, but it is a terminal. What? You're chasing as well? No respect. Well, this is also Genbutsu against Right Lord. No respect against those Riichis though. If I was left lord, I probably would be praying on right lord's downfall. Just wait for him to deal in and you can get out of here in third. Kinda like that. Yeah, see, you didn't even have to open up a melt. Just wait for right lord to deal in. And you got yourself third place. Ambrosia. GG. Alright, go again. When 1 AM and we're still balling. Which is, by the way, 2 AM in most of Europe. Except for the UK and Portugal. So I'm kind of loving life right now. Popping matches back to back. Actually, let me just have a little bit of fun here. I'm gonna send out another LFG. On the server. Now wait a little bit for people to show up if they want a ball. This time I'll also queue for a Hanshan, since I'm sending out the LFG. In a server full of Mahjong enjoyers, the odds of popping a full match is definitely higher than just random queuing in the game. Wait like a minute for people to show up. Join now. Yeah, nice. See what I'm saying? It pays off to be in a Mahjong server where people are down to play full matches at 2 in the morning. Oh, looks like Lexi decided to join. A fellow regular of the stream. Beyond that, I think I just played against Aoi. So we kind of trapped them into a full match. I was just kind of typing up a storm there. They're telling me to be careful about Aoi and Lexi. But this is not my first time balling with Lexi anyway. As I said, they're a regular of the channel. Probably not tuning in right now, of course, because they don't want to take a look at my hand while we're playing. If I could cheat the 4, that would have been ideal, yes. With the 4 here, getting the fat Tenhou. The Tenhou had some value as well. Man, these people ain't loyal. Don't say that to a person like me. Good lord, I just saw your score and I said, yeah, I was addicted for a while. And they're like, please stay addicted. No, let's not encourage my bad impulses, please. Let's try to keep it under control this time. Do we like that? Not really. It's yeah, why would you keep it dumb there though? You had to go to Chanpon there. I guess they just didn't want to deal into the dealer. You keep it dumb there and also to get the Aoi out of the dealer seat and prevent them from getting a further point lead. Yeah, that was kind of a shy dumb. I probably would have slam-a-lammed the Riichi button on the off chance that I can fix the skilled goat Ipatsu Tsumo with the Shanpon, or at least fight with Aoi. If they drew a 4 or a 7 of bamboos, deal into my run and overtake them. I get the idea behind it though. Sometimes I'll do that if I am tired of someone else hogging the dealer's seat all for themselves and never letting go. Right, I don't want to let go of the daughter just yet. Try to value max this for a couple rounds, like maybe into the second row and then open up for Tanyao. And then yeah, we'd have to give up the 1M daughter. Might as well just commit to that now. Especially as I have now 2 pairs on an open hand. I don't have to wait to cheat the 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5 in the pin suit, which could also give me Dora in this meld. Matter of fact, that would be ideal if I don't have to pawn the 4s here and discard the 3. Cheer red 5 here, discard the 4, and then keep fix this pair of bamboos as yeah, that sounds about right. Fix this pair of bamboos as my Tenpai pair. Do I hate that? Let's see. I don't. Yeah, this is pretty goated. I have a goated weight myself in the form of a 2 and a 5. See who gets there first. Oh. Oh no, I think Aoi might be folding with that cheeky 7 of bamboos there. Because that was Gimbutsu. I'm chasing this though. Good job, good job. That is deserved. I just really on a Riichi Nomi? Come on, like you're giving me a chance to make to be the comeback kid. Gotta fix at least a fat mangan in that hand to send me to the Shadow Realm. There is a kiss to go to dream on though. I say that as I fix I was gonna say a meld with Dora, but now it's in the wrong suit. I need a 7 of Manzu. Now I do have the last dealer seat in the game, so I don't have to fix a lot of value here or in the next hand. Especially being Mangan's worth away from most players on the table. I am gonna need the south to come out eventually. To have a chance to ball so hard that like that song goes, ball so hard motherfuckers wanna find me. I say that as I receive another door in this hand. Yeah, that would be really useful right about now. To get the south that I've been waiting for since the beginning of the game. Definitely not gonna be able to do anything unless I can pawn that south. Not definitely, it's still a pair, but yeah, this is way more reliable. Just try to get as much value as possible out of this hand. And which would be here 3 Dora. Not in my dealer seat, but I have my dealer seat coming up next, which means that if I win this hand, then I only need a nothing burger of a hand in the next dealer seat. Talking about 2 Han or something like that. To possibly get first. Let's try to get 3 Han out of this hand. Either in the form or of completing the 6, 7, 8 Kanchan, or I was gonna say receiving a red 5 here and switching the Kanchan into Ryanman, basically trading the 6, 7, 8 Dora meld for a more efficient 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have to chase this. I am in dire straits. Hopefully I can like yeah, anything here. 1 of bamboos, a 6 of bamboos as well. Gotta send that back to the kitchen. Yeah, just give me a chance to cheat anything out of this. Ah, that's kind of unfortunate. The most efficient play here would be for me to keep the Nobetan shape. To keep this Nobetan shape since I don't have a pair yet, and discard one of the Kanchans that I have. Now this is probably... it's fine against the dealer. At least I won't deal against the dealer. Thing is, how I might not be in Tenpai yet, so they might have hesitated to open another meld being in Tenpai, but less likely to fold against Mara. Ooh, it's trying to value max for me. And beyond that, I wouldn't deal with the red 5. I mean, both this and this Kanchan, I wouldn't mind discarding the value of this Proto Meld here. But they were pretty risky to throw out anyway. So maybe let Mara pop off and run someone else, so I can get out of here safely. Oh, this is a Tenpai. Fuck it, never punished. Yeah, just discard the Dora and no one is waiting for it. Let's fucking go. And I'll wait for a remaining 6. No, that's fine. As I was saying. Okay, see ya, Alex. See ya. I might have seen your message a little bit too late, but thanks for stopping by. Just see if you sent me something in the meantime. Nope. Just VTuber server pings as usual. Man, if you're kind of averse to getting pinged on Discord, just join a bunch of VTuber servers, because they'll ping you for any given thing about their Kamiyoshi every day. You'll get used to having permanent pings on your Discord pretty quickly. It won't bother you anymore. Yeah, let's go. This is absolutely a goated chance to make my way out of last, at least. Not first, because Mara already has a pretty decent lead. That's a step in the right direction by drawing, not only completing the sequence of the 5, 6, 7 in the bamboo suit, but also getting Dora in the process. And we keep the Suryankan in the off chance that another red 5 wants to come out and play. Do I need a pair? Hold on. Okay, we can kinda... yeah, because they're in the off chance that 8 comes out. Okay, one of them is dead to rights. I wish I could have cheated that. If Lexi was my Kamicha. Oh, well, that's even better. I guess that doesn't need to become a pair. Yeah, now I'm just in Tenpai waiting for the 8 pins. And I will definitely can the remaining 6M if it comes out. Oh, Lexi making big moves there. This is even better though. No, I have a Nobetan weight on the 5. Oh, it's not a Nobetan. It's still it's a tanky, but at least it's a terminal tanky. One of the 9s is dead to rights, but if someone wants to fold against Lexi, they might be able to, or at least be tempted to throw out the 9 pins. This is basically a pick your poison situation, except the bamboo is Genbutsu against Lexi. I'm pushing this. It's me or you, Lexi. You gotta get out of the Shadow Realm. Come on. Give me the 9 tanky. It's so safe, right? It's Genbutsu against Mara. So you would throw out that? Nah, Mara is just going to pop off. Yeah, okay, well, Luigi gets out of last by doing nothing. It works. Really? He wants me to keep 2 pensions? I'm not hard coping for 2 pensions, man. Discard one of them and hope that the remaining one can be fixed. Via a wall donation or something like that. For a Tenhou nothing burger? Yeah, that would be a hell of a nothing burger, especially since the 5 that came out wasn't red. Oh my god, no, just discard the pension. But keep it Tenhou efficient though. Okay. I'm basically willing to go kinda crazy here. With the 2 of bamboos. Need to make moves, especially need... Oh no, we're playing a Hanshan. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, there's definitely plenty of time to get out of trouble. So with that in mind... Ooh, this might have been risky, but I really wanted to get rid of that. Well, it doesn't matter, because they got the Tsumo there. And that's Tsumo Ipatsu with Udari and everything. Beyond that, I don't know. I think I can... It's not the most goated high pie I've ever seen. Hey Lexi, how'd you do that? Lexi, you goofy goober. Teach me how to do that trick. I learned from someone else that you can, if you're using sunglasses, you can toggle them on and off. So as you're running someone else, you can, if you have your sunglasses off, you can pull them all the way down and sync your sunglasses with the run. So that's a nice one to have. I want to know the trick about standing up. In the matches though, I never looked that up. Sure. It's the entire dead is already kind of dead to rights, especially with Lexi getting all the bamboos. That pretty much breaks my hand, because eventually I'm gonna have to discard. Okay, I was gonna say eventually I'm gonna have to discard 7 of bamboos. There's still too many pairs in this hand. Although the 7-8 and 8 could easily become a 6-7-8 or 7-8-9, so I don't really need that pair. In which case I also don't need to discard any bamboos. Yep, kinda like that, and not deal into Lexi. So I'm kinda loving life right now, even though Lexi has already been in Tenpai for a long time. I could go for a nothing burger of a hand here. Nah, keep it closed. Oh, if I draw this Ryanman out of the wall, that would pop off so hard. I could be the comeback kid right about now. I'm gonna need the wall to feed me something useful though. But at least it's like completely obvious, especially since Lexi just discarded the bamboo tile that they are in Tenpai with maybe a full flush even. mean, the game is right. It's still more efficient to wait on this Rian man with the 6 and the 9. Oh, okay. They fixed the easy Yakuza and everything, so now they're definitely in Tenpai. At least we know it's not a Tenpai waiting on a terminal tile, so that's kind of reassuring. Wow, Shanpon with round Yakuza and everything. Yeah, well, if I can't win, then yeah, Luigi gets maybe second by doing nothing. We'll see. It is a Hanshan. So there's enough time to ball. Possibly my way not into first, just because Mara already fixed the fat lead. They could probably fold comfortably until the end of the game and scrape by with first place, leaving the rest of us to fight for crumbs. And if I have to fight for crumbs, might as well end up in second. So that's what I'm going for here, especially with the shape that I have in the Manzu. Yeah, this is simple enough to play. It just kind of bums me out that one of the melds that I have to complete is the pension, the 1, 2, 3 pins. Beyond that, yeah, this is a pretty comfy hand. 2 pairs in a closed hand. There is a Kanchan in here. But other than that, yeah, just go ahead and discard this pension. Like, this ain't happening. Not without an entire ship's worth of copium. But definitely keep the Dora adjacent tile in case the 8 wants to come out and play, or at least a 7. The Manzu are becoming too efficient. Before I commit to discarding the Dora adjacent tile, I'll start with this Kanchan. Start with the 8, because the red 5 could still come out. Oh, that's kind of dangerous. Yeah, that kind of breaks my hand, huh? Damn, I don't even have like a single safe Manzu to throw out there. That's crazy. Not a single Gemutsu Manzu, even though my hand is full of them. Nice, yeah. If I can't cheat that, I suppose I'll get the... Man, this is kind of a shitty Shanten just because it's lopsided on the Rianmen weight. But yeah, other than that, I did kind of make my way to into a decent Shanten, I would say. Okay, well. Hopefully that's kind of a nothing burger. It's getting harder to catch up to second though. Alright. I definitely know what I want to go with a hand like this. that is half tempting to commit to a toy half flush. No, but I started with 2 pairs on of different suits. So maybe just take what I can get here. Yeah, one of the norths is already dead to rights. Lexi is moving fast by pawning the Yakuhai. I also get no value out of getting a triplet of the Easts in South 2. Beyond that, I still have like a variety of tiles to be able to pawn, although they're taking a while to come out. Oh, this is Dora. Okay. Since that is Dora, I have to greed for the Tenhou to try to catch up to Lexi. I'll keep the 7 of bamboos around because it's Dora, in case another one wants to come out and play. And I can pawn that. Yep, still kinda coping that another 7 comes out. Although I've been waiting an entire row to be able to pawn anything, including honors. And I said I would con this, which I fully intend to do. Kind of unlucky, yeah? Waited a long time to be able to do anything with this hand. Including pawning honors, which would be something that it's usually something that comes out early but hasn't come out going into the second row. It is a little bit amusing though that I'm making my way into 3 concealed triplets, but with 2 Riichi is out on the tablet. Okay, I already have 3 concealed triplets now. I could deal in, but with such a highly valuable and goated hand like this, I have to chase. I will deal in. Like usually this kind of type of stuff is punished. But when it does work though, with this many concealed triplets, it could even be like, if I had received like if I had received a pair of the 8s, that would have been Yakuman. The last Yakuman I would need to fill up my Yakuman log. Close enough, yeah. Just needed to draw another triplet. But yeah, at this point going into South 3, just want to get out of here. Either with a Yakuman, like there was a chance previously, or get a nothing burger and leave the game in 3rd place would be totally fine. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Having another pair right there isn't too bad. It might seem like I have too many pairs in this closed hand, which would be 3. Like a pair of the 8s, a pair of the 4s, and a pair of the 7s, but this is, for all intents and purposes, it's a pair here, followed by a sequence and then a Rian man. 7-8 waiting on a 6 and a 9. So I pretty much already fixed my pairs in this hand to be the 8 Manzu and the 4 pins. I'm playing with 2 melds here. I mean 2 suits. So yeah, this is a pretty simple hand to play. Just because it's simple doesn't mean I'll get there though. I'm waiting to draw into a triplet from any of those pairs or a sequence with 6, 7, 8, and then slam the Riichi button. This is also Tenhou adjacent now, although if I wanted to keep this Tenhou, I would have to fix the 7, 8 Rian man in the pins with the 6, Beatozuke with 9 pins. Do I get the dealer seat next? I do. Let's just get out of here in 3rd place. It would be greedy as fuck to try to overtake for 2nd with only 2 rounds left. But yeah, now I'm on that Atozuke that I previously mentioned, which means that this being a Tenhou hand means if this was a closed hand, I could win the hand out of the 6 and the 9 pins. Because I pivoted to Tenhou, it's an Atozuke, which means that the weight is dead on the 9 side, but I could still win on the 6 side. I need someone to throw out a 6 right about now, a 6 of pins. If they throw out 9 pins, what happens is I get a temporary Furi-10, and when it's my turn again, I get out of said temporary Furi-10 jail, although this is even... Excuse me, as my voice starts to fail me. Yeah, that is a much better weight. I drew a better weight out of the wall, so I didn't have to do the Atozuke Tenhou. But it's still a nothing burger. Shooting for 3rd place as we go into South 4. Not the best starting hand I've ever seen. If I could just kinda fold comfy into the sunset, I would. The only problem is that the slightest breeze, because I'm in the dealer seat, if someone else, it doesn't even have to be Aoi, which is in last place. Someone else sumos this hand, because I'm in the dealer seat, I'm gonna have to pay the biggest penalty. By doing so, just for sitting in the wrong chair in the last round, I'm gonna pay a bigger penalty than Aoi, and I could be last if anyone on the table gets a Tsumo. But even if they call Riichi, so I guess the best possible outcome here, especially since I started with such a bad starting hand, is that either Lexi or Mara call Riichi and then they run each other, like either Mara or Aoi. Basically preying on someone else's downfall to get out of here in 3rd, and that's sometimes the best thing you can possibly hope for. Also glad that I was able to queue a Hanchan during this stream, even this late at night. I was pretty much buckled down for a night's worth of quick matches, don't Pusens only. But nah, it's 2 in the morning and we're still balling with long games. Love to see that. Get as much Mahjong out of this game as possible, since I'm so deep in the sauce at this point. Yeah, goals. Long-term goals as far as Mahjong goes in this game. I guess getting back to 2300 in rating and just have fun with it. Yeah, that's basically it. Every other goal has already been met. Despite that, like, despite having no more, like, specific goals in terms of achievements or rating or ranking, I still love to show up to play Mahjong in this game, and I do that a lot, especially off stream. Because I know some of the other Mahjong clients are more engaging and, to be perfectly honest with you, also better in terms of discoverability than playing Mahjong in Final Fantasy XIV, because people usually don't browse the Final Fantasy XIV category when they're looking for Mahjong. But since I love this client so much, I keep showing up to ball with people in here. It's a pretty good edition though, so let's do a full send for this, especially since Aoi has opened their hand, and with double south that's definitely enough to overtake me. Like I said, the slightest breeze in this game could take third place away from me. So hopefully Lexi or Mara don't deal in, and I have the chance to get a Tenpai at draw, which means that I'm gonna have to pawn any one of these tiles. Yeah, pawn the 1 or the 5 pins, and then discard the 2 pins, or cheat that, although I only have one last round to cheat that, is something out of Mara. Yeah, that works, even though it's risky. I need the Tenpai at draw to be able to get a third. That was unlucky, but I had to do a full send there, otherwise with the not end, that wouldn't be enough to get third. GG. But yeah, see what I said with the all the grinding that I've done in this game. Even getting fourth, I pretty much cannot, with 6,000 points in Tenden, it's pretty much, even if I dedicated every single stream to try to lose as much as possible, it's almost downright impossible for me to rank down of Tenden. Because yeah, as I said earlier, Daddy was addicted to gambling in this game at some point. I said that half tongue-in-cheek, but holy shit, I did pour like at least a couple thousand hours in this client alone, just for playing Mahjong. But yeah, GG's so far. It might be getting a little bit late, but I wanted to punch in another match maybe and end it at the 3-hour mark. I'll wait a little bit longer. Oh, hey there. That's nice timing, as I'm hoping to pop another Mahjong match here. About the next poker stream... Honestly, that's a good question. I haven't played Poker Fate in a while, huh? I know a whole bunch of you followed me because of Poker Fate. Certain sizable part of the my followers. Maybe more lopsided on YouTube rather than Twitch. But yeah, when's the next poker stream? Man, I don't know, man. Back when Poker Fate came out, I was pretty much no-lifing it, I am aware of that. At this point in time, it's just that every time I feel like going live, I feel like playing Mahjong. You remember when I went all in with Q8 and 1, there was something on the pre-flop? Yeah. It's probably my... like, I usually don't even bother clipping moments from my stream, but that was such a large pot that I had to do a full send for it. Yeah, I can't tell you an exact date. The only thing I can say is that nowadays when I play Mahjong or poker, I also feel like pressing the start streaming button. And I've been feeling like playing, and I play Mahjong on various clients, and whereas as far as poker is concerned, I only play it in Poker Fate. So it's much more likely for me to, when I go live, to stream Mahjong than it is to stream Poker Fate, but keep an eye out on it regardless. It could be the next one, certainly. Okay. I can say soon TM, but beyond that I can also say if it's not in the next stream, I'll do a Poker Fate after the next stream. How about that? Yeah, I can commit to that. If it's not in the next stream, which will probably be Riichi City, I wanted to punch in like Final Fantasy XIV VOD here because it had been a while since I had streamed Mahjong in Final Fantasy XIV. So that's done today. Beyond the goals that I had for today, just because I'm sitting pretty in Riichi City, I want to continue playing there. So it's gonna be either Poker Fate on the next stream, which would be after tomorrow, or tomorrow, depending on how... I usually don't like doing streams on 2 days, like back to back, because that's too much yapping. And when I start streaming, I tend to go on for at least 3 hours. But yeah, in short, to make a long story short, Riichi City, I'm kind of incentivized to play there because I'm sitting pretty, will be probably the next stream, which is Mahjong. Or I might make a split-second decision and do Poker Fate, just like you requested. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'll definitely let you know in the server, especially since I'm an official Poker Fate streamer. Every time I go live, keep an eye out on the Poker Fate server, and you'll know exactly when I'm streaming Poker Fate. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Anyway, back to Twitch. Hello, Lexi. Thanks for showing up this late at night to play ball with me here in Final Fantasy XIV on a queue that seems to be drying up, understandably, because it's kind of late at night. Although I still haven't sent a new LFG in the Mahjong of Chaos server to see if I can get another match going. Like one last match. This would be... If I can get another match to pop, it would be the last match of the night, at least on stream. Just hoping to just spectate the next one, but I can join again if really needed. Sure, I would appreciate that as well. Especially as the night progresses and the odds of popping another match kinda diminish. If you go back into my VOD, I did a little bit of greed there for Suanko. I almost said Yakuman. Because I have 4 out of 5 Yakuman in my log, I wanted to get another Yakuman and kind of complete the entire Yakuman log in this interface. It's just another silly little goal that I had in this client, now that I'm pretty much running out of ideas. Yeah, it would have been a Swanko Tanki. So... oh well. There was an attempt. I should have, like, usually in any other client I wouldn't have gone for the Swanko. I would have been perfectly content with 3 concealed triplets instead of the big 4. But there, especially because I'm playing 14, I had to do a full send. No playing coy here. I still want to get back to 2300 though. That's definitely within reach. I might be able to pull that off, even if it's not on stream, because the next stream won't be Final Fantasy XIV, it will be Riichi City or Poker Fate, like I said. Definitely off stream. I mean, nowadays whenever I log in 14, it's to play Mahjong, Doman Mahjong. It's definitely possible for me to get back into the 2300s. And yeah, those are my short-term goals here in 14. Okay, enough time has passed that I kind of just want to send another LFG, the last one of the night. Also edit the previous one. One more game. All queues, ranked, chaos. All queues, no. Let's make it a quick one, because it's coming up to the 3-hour mark. How many games have you played in this client, Lexi? Just out of curiosity. I'm just trying to find someone else that has played more games than me. Yeah, I don't know, like... I feel like I've seen you show up in queue for the longest time. Basically since I started playing Mahjong in this client. So you're talking like... Oh, 464 it says? You reset once years ago? I feel like I've seen you pop up in queue ever since I started playing in 2022. Does that sound right to you? Have you been playing Mahjong in this client since 2022, 23, something like that? Yeah, because beyond like showing up in chat and Mahjong, the Mahjong of Chaos server and whatnot, I recognize some of the names that I've encountered in queue over the years, and yours I've committed to memory. I don't know, like, if I take a look at my link shell, for example, especially the first link shell that I've done, like, Azalea has been balling for the longest time, pretty much as long as I've been around. I don't see them in queue anymore, but they were definitely around back then. Rumia as well. Longmaru, they had like a choco... it was like a Lalafell with a chocobo mask or something like that. Of course, Meru... I'm not sure if Meru was around. Playing Mahjong back then. Oh no, they definitely were, because Meru has been playing since something like Evansward or Stormblood or something like that, so yeah. Matter of fact, they pretty much have been playing Mahjong for longer than me. And as I'm spitballing here, I do remember Meru saying something like they started playing in 2015 or something like that, so going on 10 years. Definitely far longer than me. Also have Sice here and Doran, which I had seen... which I have played probably coming up on 100 times or something like that. We used to queue against each other all the time. Of course, the legendary Miku Katsune. Yeah, I remember a lot of these names. Just playing this game so much that I've committed to memory. even though they don't have as much of a hyperfixation with Mahjong as I do. Yeah, they definitely got up into the hundreds of matches. Say that much. That being said, I still haven't seen anyone with more than 1,365 matches played, which is what I stand currently at. And there's this little thing down here that's kind of bothering me, and it kind of makes sense given my defensive playstyle. I usually shy away from going for Yakuman unless they are donated to me by the starting hand. It'd be nice to have 5 Yakuman logged in this client. And I was, I did a Hail Mary shot earlier while playing against you to try to get 4 concealed triplets in here. That would have been nice. Fill up the entire interface with something. As you can see, I've even made an effort to fill up the interface with NPC matches so that all numbers fit each other. There's a nice 5 going in the novice table, 5 wins in the intermediate table, and also 50 in the advanced, so they kind of all have like a very specific number that I was aiming for, just to make the interface look more beautiful. You play similar when it comes to Yakuman. My friend Alex, which has he has 400 matches. He has already fixed 5 Yakuman in the log, and they've only been playing since last year. I know, right? I had to go for the 5550. It was either 5550 or 10-10-100, but I still haven't lost my marbles yet. Like, you can definitely tell that there's a few screws loose with the hamster upstairs, but to commit to 100 wins in the advanced NPC table, I'm not that deep into the sauce yet. Like, I'm up to my neck in Mahjong, but I am still not drowning in it. I'm not going for 100 wins in playing against NPCs. That sounds boring as fuck. And this already looks neat enough, so just leave it like that. Really, the only thing I want at this point is to go back to 2300. I definitely don't want to beat my highest, because there was the probably the one time in my entire life that I have no-lifed a game the most was Zhonging in this client specifically. And even though it looks good, do I regret that I've done it? No, especially because I associate it with various people and memories, that it kind of made it worth to no-life the game all the way up to 2600. But I definitely did not have to do so much. Like, this is definitely didn't have to do the most here. Like, this is extra. I did not have to no-life the fuck out of this game this much. I could have stopped at like 2500. It looks nice though. I enjoy it. And for all intents and purposes, I think at this point I might have no-lifed Tenhou more than Final Fantasy XIV. And Tenhou looks boring as fuck, at least in Final Fantasy XIV. If you wake up and play Mahjong all day, at some point you might feel like wanna taking a break. There's a whole ass game in Final Fantasy XIV to play beyond just queuing Mahjong. If you're playing Tenhou, the only thing you're doing is playing Tenhou, so if anything, it's a bit more it was a bit healthier to go for the 2600 here than it is to do a dedicate my life to Tenhou or something like that. It's for the love of the game, no more reason needed. I appreciate the recognition and the reassurance. Please continue to encourage my gambling habits. I need more of that in my life. And because of that reassurance, next stream is gonna be Texas Hold'em, like highest stakes possible, gold table, all in on the pre-flop all the time. Fuck it, no holds barred. Get it twisted. 99% of gamblers give up before they hit it big. Remember that always. Nah, I don't even know if it's like I said, I feel like, usually I feel like playing Mahjong. Texas Hold'em is kind of like cute. It's a big comfy game. You can just sit back and relax in your chair. You receive 2 cards, look at your cards and you're like, nah, I don't feel like playing this. I'm just gonna sleep for a while. You all play this orbit and I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit. With Mahjong, even if you're trying to fold, you kind of have to stay awake. You can't play with your eyes closed. But I am a little bit incentivized by Poker Fate because I was given an early opportunity to become an official streamer for them. And I kind of want to show up for that. And besides, like, I can punch in the Poker Fate VOD, that's fine. Like, even if I don't particularly feel like playing Omaha or Texas Hold'em, it is a comfy luck game. Just look at 2 cards, then look at the flop, and that's pretty much it. And do that for a couple of hours and you're good to go. Big sending if the pot is big enough to get it twisted. Like 10 million chips or something like that. Otherwise, yeah, just do a big confo with Texas Hold'em. It was kind of a side quest in my channel because when I created this channel back, or when I started streaming, I mean, the channel has existed for a while because I've been watching other streamers for the longest time. But yeah, like back in December or November or whatever it was when I started streaming, I definitely did not expect to go on a Poker Fate side quest. But since I got recognized by the developers, why not? Why not slide in a cheeky Poker Fate stream from time to time? I'll wait 2 more minutes, especially since I already sent out an LFG. And then probably call it a day here. With that being said, before leaving, give me a chance to raid someone. Man, I had like when I was pretty much every time I stream Mahjong Soul, because of the discoverability and whatnot, not only coming from YouTube but from just the category on Twitch, I get double-digit viewers. I've had the chance of raiding people with double-digit viewers, but while I'm playing Mahjong Soul, I always forget to raid at the end of the stream because I'm usually yapped out and just wanna fuck off and go do something else as soon as possible when I run out of things to say. Let's raid someone else regardless, if someone that I follow is on. Again, Yusong started right around the same time that as I did, but Yusong usually does like really short streams. We're talking like hour and a half, 2 hours at most. So they might be offline already. But let me just go ahead and check though. Yeah, Song is already offline. And none of the people that I follow are online either. Damn, that's unfortunate. Yo, but beyond that though... Okay, sure enough, none of the streamers that I follow are online. Well, there's Germa, but... Okay, I'm not gonna rate Germa. Playing 007 First Light with like 12k viewers. But yeah, I guess I could rate Germa. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let me check the Mahjong Soul category here. Yeah, it could be just us or a 3 out of 4, because 3 out of 4 shows up incorrectly as 1 out of 4 sometimes. I've seen that happen a couple of times before. You think you're just hard coping for the Q2 pop late at night, thinking it's 1 out of 4, but no, it's actually 3 out of 4. But yeah, if we can't get another match going, beyond that I'm already pretty satisfied, especially since most of the stream was playing quick matches and those end up pretty fast. I'm already pretty satisfied that I was able to do Mahjong back-to-back for 3 hours in 14. This late at night specifically, which is when I usually feel like yapping and tend to go live. I'm well aware that if I started streaming earlier, I would get more matches and could go on for longer. The stream would be a bit more boring though, because I don't feel like speedballing during the day, and it's still... Even after a couple of months that I've been streaming now, it still feels kind of weird starting the stream while the sun is out. It feels more comfy to me to stream at night. Unfortunately, that's not really compatible with usual MMO uptime. You can definitely do that with any other Mahjong client because it's populated with people from all over the world. But yeah, how do I search for category tags? Mahjong? Dude, Mahjong Soul should be showing up in a suggested for me at the top of this thing here. I might have to enlarge this. But yeah, please sit a while here in queue with me, Lexi. And anyone else that happens to be lurking and wanting to pop a match while I search for the Mahjong Soul category. I don't understand though, like browse games and then from here I need to look up a tutorial on this shit. Search category tags, come on, it should be as simple as typing in Mahjong. Oh, okay, I guess there's a... No, there isn't a simpler way to do this, because I am not streaming Mahjong Soul today, so I can't click on my own category. Oh boy. Alright, let me go back into my VODs then. There we fucking go. Alright, that's more like it. See, even if I don't follow them, if there's someone here on this list that I have watched before, Or at least if they're streaming in English and not Japanese. Nah. Damn, the Mahjong Soul category is pretty dead. Also, with 100 viewers at this time. How's about Riichi City? Not a single live channel for Riichi City. How about that? Channel for Riichi City. How about that? No, stop. Ah, that's so weird. Final Fantasy? Nah. It's gonna be another day where I didn't need a memo to raid someone and there is literally no one I can raid online. That is unfortunate. I'll definitely keep that in mind going forward. I would like to send double digits in someone's direction, especially the people that I follow. It would be awesome to raid like Stalker Alker with like 10 viewers. Mahjong Gen as well. How about... Okay, I've never watched... Shiro Ichigo, but actually, you know what? She's playing Tenhou, so... But to be fair, like, her overlay setup for Tenhou is visually stimulating, so it's less drab than usual, and she's got a cute little anime background going on her Tenhou interface, so it doesn't look like it's the Dwarf Fortress version of Mahjong. It actually looks a little bit entertaining to watch, instead of being gray and boring. I'm gonna send you guys, if you just happen to tune in, you can go back in the VOD. I was pretty much rushing Tonpusens, otherwise known as quick matches back to back. But yeah, it's getting pretty late in Europe, and I'm playing in a European server. Final Fantasy, I mean. I'm gonna send you guys to stick around, please, so I can raid Shiro Ichigo. I don't watch her streams that often, but I do remember her showing up on one of Yusong's videos before to coach him through a match in Mahjong Soul. So I know she's pretty goated in Tenhou. I don't know what her current Dan is. Oh, and there's a 5-minute delay. Is she playing like a league? Ah, she's doing a league match. Well, I'm gonna raid her anyways. And try that out. But yeah, definitely search live channels to raid. Stick around and watch Shiro Ichigo. She is absolutely one of the most goated players you have probably ever seen play this game. She has coached the Yusong before previously on his own channel. It was a pretty entertaining video, so you should watch that, because he got a couple of slaps on the wrist a couple of times for some of the decisions that he made. And she's playing Mahjong in Tenhou, but she has her interface fully customized, so it looks pretty beautiful to look at. And we're gonna do that. As for the raid message, I don't know, like... how about let's go with good luck with the Jong. No, good luck with the Jong is such a basic ass, like generic ass message. Let's just... I'll just raid and give her a greeting or something like that. No, just Jonging raid. How about that? Keep it like that. And I'm gonna use one of my own emotes. There we go. Alright guys, if you just happen to tune in and you're interested in my in how today's Zhonging went, we're not popping matches beyond this point of the night, but let's show some love to Shiro Ichigo. She's pretty goated. She is playing a league match in Tenhou, if I'm not mistaken, right now. Which means that there's a 5-minute delay. Understandably, it's usually the standard when you're playing league matches, so other people can't grief you by watching your stream. And yeah, see you all next time. And yeah, I'm yapped out for the night. See you all for the next stream. Hope you enjoyed this one if you stuck around for a long time, and also Lexi for joining a couple of matches back to back. And everyone else that stopped by to lurk. We are going to raid Shiro Ichigo right about now. And if you're in the channel, please join me. Let's show her some love. For the time being though, goodbye and good night. See you next stream. Bye 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 bye.